Welcome, Shabbat Shalom, to those of you in person with us, to those of you online. It is my very great pleasure to invite Morgan and Matt up to light our Shabbat candles. It is my delight to invite Morgan up to kindle our Sabbath lights. If you would like to follow along, we are on page 2 in Mishkan Tefillah.
Okay, admittedly, my tune is very shaky.
That's fine. Okay. We just need lights.
Let's see if this starts. I'm so. Do you mind singing it?
Yeah, sure. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'atzivanu l'chavivner shel Shabbat. And they stayed lit. Abizel mazel. We are all here. We made it. We will start tonight on page 8, reading together. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to live. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We turn now to our full Kabbalat Shabbat, the Psalms, to reconnect with our joyful Shabbat selves. Remember those. And to celebrate, we will begin on page 12 and visit each Psalm in turn. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzuri shenu, nekad mafana v'toda. Naria, naria, letzuri shenu, bizmiro naria lon. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. 13. This one's a new one for me, but a goodie. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai baruch hu shemo, עזרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו הגויים כבודו, וכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני הוא מקובל מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים. כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה, הוד והדר לפניו, עוז ותפארת במקדשו. יי די 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 יי די 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 Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, יעלו שרי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל הצייר, לפני אדוני כי יפעל ישפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, ויאמין באמונתו. יי די 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 יי די 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 יי די 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 יי די 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 Yay, day, 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 yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 yay, day, 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 day. Adonai malak tegel haaretz yismechu im rabim. 16. Zamru Adonai bechinor v'kol zimra v'hatzos rod v'kol shofar hayu lifnei hamelech Adonai Yiram hayamun lo Tevel ve'hasheva Neharot imcha v'chad harim yaranenu Lifnei Adonai kiva Lishpot haaretz Yishpot tevel betzedek b'yamim b'misharim. 18. Mizmor leDavid Havu Adonai Bene Elim Havu Adonai Kavod Va'oz Havu Adonai Kevon Shamo Hishtachavu Adonai Behadrat Kodesh Kol Adonai Hamayim El HaChavod Hirim Adonai Hamayim Hamayim Rabim Kol Adonai Bakoa Kol Adonai Behadar Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Vaishaber Adonai Eratze Halvanon Vayar Kinehem Kemo Egel Levanon Vesirion Kemon Ben Re'emim Kol Adonai Chotzev Lehavotesh Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai V'cholel Ayalot Vayechesof Ye'arot U'veichel Kula Omer Kavora Donai Lama Buyashav Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonaios Le'amo Yiten Adonai Yevarech Et Amo Vashalom. We turn now to the Chadodi on page 20. As is our custom here, we will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, please join us in rising and facing the back door to bow and welcome in our Shabbat bride, B'li Kala, B'li Kala. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela hai. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor ve'zachor be'dibur echad Hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad L'shemo tiferet ve'li tehila Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela hai. Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Kim kor habaracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'makshava techila lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri kiva orekum yori Uri shir daberi Kavod Adonai alayich nigla Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela Lechadodi likrat kala yadadai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bava Gam besimcha u'betzola toch emunei am segula boi kala kala. Lecha doti likrat kala. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti likrat kala. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Please join us on page 26. Yitkara Shemei Rabbah. B'yaman Divrah Hirote V'amlik Malchute B'chayechon U'vyom Echon U'chayetecho B'yet Yisrael B'gala U'bizman Kariv V'yemaru Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam u'lam me'amaya Yitzbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpar V'yitram V'yitnaseh V'yitarar V'yitale V'yitalal Shmei D'Kedusha V'yilu Le'ila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Tamiran v'yama v'yemaru. Amen. If you are able, please rise for the Barhu on page 28. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Thank you. You may be seated. We read together at the bottom of page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ariv aravim. And we continue on page 33 at the top. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema can be found on the next page. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol miodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibartam, v'shivtecha v'beitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'v'shartam lehot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein enecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha l'mahan tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim l'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We read together at the bottom of page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way, inspired by prophets and instructed by sages. Time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. 40. Yay, lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neitar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayom lifnei Moshe. Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amheru. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai. Ve'ne'emar kifrei Adonai et Yaakov u'galom yad Isaac mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai kol Yisrael. Together at the bottom of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom alinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And we celebrate Shabbat again at the bottom of page 44. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekareshe, Mekareshe Shavi Shabbat, Kulam Yispehu, Ve'yitangemetu B'chashabat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomre, Shomre, Shomre Shabbat, Ve'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomre, Shomre, Shomre Shabbat, Ve'korei oneg Shabbat, Ve'hashvihi ratzita bo ve'kirashu Shabbat, Chemdat Yamim Oto Karata Shabbat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomre, Shomre, Shomre Shabbat, Ve'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomre, Shomre, Shomre Shabbat, Ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher Lema'aseh Bereshit Shabbat. Zecher Lema'aseh Bereshit Shabbat. Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomre, Shomre, Shomre Shabbat, Ve'korei oneg Shabbat, Yismechu V'malechutecha, Shomre, Shomre, Shomre Shabbat, Ve'korei oneg Shabbat. So much more love for Rabbi Sarah every time I do this. All right. We turn now to the Amidah. We begin on page 46. If you are able, please rise. Adonai, sevatai tiktachu li agitechilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chazadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imavot, U'mevii Geula livnei bnei L'ma'an Shalom ve'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atara lehoshia. Mori hatahal. Mechakel chayim bechesed. Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim. Somech noflim berofech olim. Umatir asurim. Umkayem emunato. Lishanei afar. Michamocha ba'agevurot. Umito melach. Melech medit umechayeh. Umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atal hachayot hako. Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hako. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh. U'kadoshim b'chol yom yehaleluhu ha'selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We continue silently until page 62. When you are ready, you may be seated. Ose shalom limromahuya ase shalom. Aleinu le'akol Yisrael ve'imeru amin. May the one who makes peace in the heavens make peace for us, all of Israel, and all who inhabit the earth. Amen. We turn now to not quite a Torah service, but our time with Torah at the top of page 245, middle-ish of page 245. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai, your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not know it yet hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai, your God. At this point, Temple Sinai Minhag holds that we would have a Torah service, but tonight we are just going to talk Torah rather than bringing our Torah scrolls out. We know, however, that across our time zones, scrolls are open up and down the hemisphere, and with those out, we turn our attention to those in need of healing. We are thinking, especially tonight, of Wendy Alderman, Kathy Bartlett, Tracy Bartlett, Sue Berkheimer, Neil Calder, Laura Cohen, Jeffrey Foer, Stephen Gould, Marlene Harris, Harvey Higdon, Laura Jawad, Kevin Knox, Dave Levine, Harav Miriam bat Shifra bat Pinchas, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya bat Sarah, Tim Ober, Judy Ramos, Ray Riker, Shirley Ratkovitz, Sarah Batchava, Marion Schenker, Jessica Waditz, Bobby Wells, Usher Zalek, everyone affected by the coronavirus, and the Jewish and other communities of Ukraine. If there are other names you would like to lift up, please do so. Thank you. The Mishabera can be found on page 253. Mishabera Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Our blessing for the study of Torah can be found on page 86. At the top. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. This week's Parsha, Ki Tetzei, is a continuation of Moshe's speech to the Israelites, laying out the detailed laws of the covenant before they cross over into the land. Moshe's speech is long enough that it extends over several parshiot, but as a whole, all is situated in the middle of the symmetrical book of Deuteronomy, positioning these set of laws as the most important material. Indeed, the lovely Everett Fox writes that everything in Deuteronomy radiates out from the laws, a new humanism, a rethinking of tradition, and above all, a heartfelt appeal to choose life, a good life, in the land under the blessing of God. This reading is famous for having no fewer than 74 mitzvot, the most of any parsha. The number is both overwhelming and not nearly enough. Considered individually, each provides a certain comfort in knowing what the righteous act or reaction will be for situations you might encounter, at least if you still yoke your livestock together and use millstones. It is an interesting mix of actions to take in the course of daily living, such as allowing your animals to eat during work, and what will hopefully be very rare occasions, such as what to do in the case of a woman who mutilates the genitals of her brother-in-law during a fight. Taken together, these laws should provide the framework for individual people's actions that are needed to create a new civil society in the land. In this second light, it becomes apparent that there are many gaps in the framework. The Mishnah attempts to patch these gaps together later, and the work is continued by the compilers of the Gemara, but every further patch creates new rough edges with their own questions. Emotionally, it might feel like walking over a suspension bridge where all of the slats are of solid wood, but the ropes stringing them together across the chasm are too thin for security. It doesn't seem unreasonable to imagine that our foreparents were similarly confused about how to make the hour-to-hour decisions to build this shining new life in a new place without falling back into old patterns. For those that tried and still do, a bracha. For the laws regarding evildoers. Blessed are you, Adonai, that make distinctions and boundaries, and who has created souls committed to ensuring human freedom and to supporting the recovery of people who have experienced violation. Bless them continually with the knowledge of your presence and with the tenacity they need to carry out the unending work of justice. For the laws of who belongs. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives continual energy to the community builders in daycares, in coffee shops, on temple Discord servers, on wilderness trails and overflowing picnic pavilions, and smiling while herding cats. Bless them with continued creativity and resilience to do the work of growing and repairing our sometimes fragile human relationships. For the laws of the practicalities of marriage, blessed are you, Adonai, who opens the eyes of spouses to see each other. Bless them with humility and steadiness and the insight to help how help is needed. For the laws of human and animal labor, blessed are you, Adonai, that communicates the vision of honorable and affirming work. Bless the organizers, the clock watchers, the sick day pool coordinators, the founders, and that one wicked child voice in the meeting that says, does it really need to be this way? Bring them into your promised Shabbat and the rest it brings. For the laws to look after each other's livelihoods, blessed are you, Adonai, who instills practicality and compassion to the stewards of the free loan societies of the world. Grant them the wisdom and acuity to build toward our increased economic security. For the laws of sanitation, blessed are you, Adonai, who put flexibility and precision into the minds that design our cities. Bless them with satisfaction for a hidden job that upholds the mitzvot of cleanliness and honors creation with moving waters. For the law to build a parapet on your roof, blessed are you, Adonai, that give courage to those that fight for everyday protections when we go out and come home, when we lie down and rise up. For the law against returning escaped serfs, blessed are you, Adonai, that open the hearts of resettlement workers. Bless them with the boundless memory for to rent signs, friendly employers, and mentions once that someone's cousin might speak a little bit of that. For the laws to never forget, or perhaps never remember, Amalek. Blessed are you, Adonai, that gifts your people with storytelling and remembering. Baruch atah Adonai. Bless you, Adonai, that gives us the tools to use the past to create new lives. Fox ends his commentary thusly. The Torah, which began in the nameless, unknowable past, ends in the limitless present and future, with a potential life ahead for the Israelite people, bountiful and beautiful. Ken Yehi Ratzon. It is my most greatest delight of the evening to call up Lori and Lauren to open our ARC doors for Alinu. The rest of us turn to page 282. Just had to check those names. We were such a bevy of Lauras. All right, So you're welcome to open. Alinu shabeach la'adon hakol la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit shelo sanu kegoyei ha'aratzot velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adamat shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonan ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך. Thank you. You may be seated. Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. This week, we are especially remembering the art sites of Max Planck, Sonia Mueller, Grayson Corbett, Jules Hamburger, Rachel Milner, Etta Shelley Cavalli, Melvin Feldman, Sheldon Levins, Louis Reeb, I.T. Burke, Norma E. Holden, William Mayer, Sandra Medvin, and Leopold Neuberger. If there are other names in your hearts tonight, please say them out loud or put them in the chat if you are with us virtually. Kaddish can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, please rise. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemi Rabba, V'yalma, Divrach, Yeroteh, V'yamlich Malchuteh, V'chayechon, Uv'yumechon, Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, Uv'zman Kariv, V'yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'almei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitrumam V'yitnaseh. V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalel Shmei Dekusha Barihu. Neila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush Bechata V'nechemata Amiran Yama V'yimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shmaya V'chanim Alinu V'yakol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'yakol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven and life for us and all Israel, to which we say Amen. You may be seated. Thank you. Okay, the time has come for us to do announcements. Much, of course, is going on as we head into holidays, but we'll go in order. So if you are here with us tonight, please join us for Grab and Go Neg in the lobby and extending out to our newly decorated front steps. If you are joining us online tonight, please stick around for the Yisma Zoom hosted by Laura and Chris. Moving into the week, tomorrow Torah study starts at 10 a.m. They're working on Genesis 46:8. Details for that are at sinaireno.org/Torah study to get the Zoom link. Tomorrow night at 7:30, there's a special little Havdalah ceremony service and a special presentation by author Michael Ewell on his book about Betty Rosenfeld. I had mentioned this last time or 2 weeks ago, but I didn't know the whole story. So Betty was Barbara Weinberg's mother-in-law. Nope, the sister of her mother-in-law. She's her aunt. It's Barbara's aunt. Anyway, and she had a rather sorry, we have lots of aunties. She can have lots of aunties. The blurb here is that Betty's life is memorialized in Michael Yule's book about her fight against Nazism, her work in Spain during the Spanish Civil War, her internment in France, and her eventual murder in the gas chambers at Auschwitz. So quite an incredible story and an incredible woman. And I know that Barbara is so excited to have Michael here to talk about his book. So please come if you're able. It's 7:30 tomorrow, free of charge, and everybody is welcome. Sinai School is on as usual on Sunday, which means that our family tefillah service is also on at 9:30. Please do come. And at 12:30, if you are in the spirit of Elul, please join Jen Wolf via Zoom for, I think, the third installation of her Elul program, From Aging to Saging. If you need the sign up for that, there is a poster out on the table. It's blue and it has a QR code for you to register. Tuesday is lunch with the rabbis at 12. I've heard that some of you have taken advantage and it's gone really well. So please do join them. They're serious. Torah for Tots is back on Thursday. We'll be there. You should be there at 4:15. And Judy doesn't start late. So be there on time. We will see you back here Friday night for services. And next Saturday, September 17th, please join us for a short and joyful and fun Leil Slichot service at 8. Shouldn't be more than an hour. We're going to change the Torah covers, get them ready for the holy days, and introduce all the tunes. It's a really nice time. We'll probably turn all the lights off and do candles. It's nice. You should come. Okay. And then last but not least, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, please do come to the first Milk and Honey Jewish Cultural Festival down at McKinley Arts. We are so excited to have this new program brought to us through Federation, and it's going to be really fun, and Matt is nodding a lot, so you'll see friendly faces there. All right. Okay, so Matt's going to jump on some tables, and you should be there. Okay, we will close tonight with Mipiel on 328. Okay, Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. En Nadir Ka'adonai, V'yen Baruch Heved Amram. Ein Gedula Ka'Torah, V'yen Darshaneha K'Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. En Hadur Ka'Adonai, V'yen Vatik Keved Amram. Ein Zaka Ka'Torah, V'yen Kachamecha K'Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. En Tahor Ka'Adonai, V'yen Yachud Keved Amram. Ein Kevira Ka'Torah, V'yen Lamdanecha K'Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. In Podei K'Adonai, V'yen Tzadik Keved Amram. Ein Kedosha Ka'Torah, V'yen Tomchecha K'Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. Mipiel, Yevorak Kol Yisrael. Join us on page 5 for blessings. All the blessings. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari harafen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shavat kodsho v'yahavu ratzon v'imanu. Zikaron l'maaseh b'rei Yishit, kilu yom tefillah l'mikrei kodesh. Zeirem etziat Yisrael. Kivanu v'charta, ve'otanu kirashta, v'kol ha'amim. V'shavat kodecha, ve'ahava uvratzon. Yifaltan, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Thank you. Guys, you can't even. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Please join us for Grab and Gone. Oh, and thank you so much to Michael Gorden for running tech. Thank you.